Hey there everyone. So yesterday I made a video that was basically me talking about the leak for the Choose Your Legends 3 winners, and I thought it had a lot of credibility to it, and so I was like, but I also don't really like to cover leaks just because they are sometimes not super reliable. But this was pretty legit, so I was like, well, let's do it. And then not but like an hour or two later, the actual results came out. And so I was like, I don't really want to make another video that talks about that like right away. Because I kind of just did. And so I didn't think that would be all that exciting. However, first off, congratulations to Elwood for sneaking in there over Marth. And Alm and Micaiah for crushing first place. Camilla's there. So, I mean, we won't have a Brave Camilla next year. Look at that like that. There's she was very close in year 1, if I recall correctly. So, you know, she was rightfully probably due to get one, just because she does have such a big fan base. Be as salty about that as you like, but whether it was for the meme or legitimate fondness, people voted for Camilla, so for what it's worth. Anyway, I'm pretty indifferent to most of that, so, but let's go over these results real quick. And also, I want to give some insight into what we might be looking at for the next Brave Redo, or Brave Redux, or Unlikely Heroes, or whatever you want to call it. It's the banner that comes late fall that basically is left over from the voting, the Brave voting that took place earlier that year. So, first place we have Alm, in second place we have Elwood for the men, and then of course we've got Micaiah and Camilla in there. So it's worth noting that a lot of the top 10 was Fates and Awakening, and actually Heroes characters on top of that. But Micaiah in with 54,000, man. That's a lot. 62,000 for Alm. Elwood with 44. Camilla with 46. So pretty evenly split, honestly. Poor Anna, man. This one was probably more heartbreaking for me just because of how far she came from the first time around. I think she was in 7th at the halfway point. Absolutely heartbreaking. And if anyone tragedy could trump that, it would probably be Marth. Just barely squeaking by again, man. Absolutely brutal. But if you look at the difference between the 3rd and 4th place, there's really not a whole lot of contest to take down Marth next time around. So I'm almost confident that he is going to be a Brave hero next year. Now, don't take that for granted. We still have to vote for him, obviously, and I'm going to vote for him. If there's one unit I'm going to campaign for hard, it's definitely Marth. But, you know, like I said, now if you look at the women's, it's a little less split. Similar differential, but the votes are obviously much higher. Crom only here with like 19.5 versus Marth's 33 plus. Definitely a higher lead there. We got Robin and Erica for the 5th place slots. Bruno and Corin. Leaf. Y'all are weird. Leaf in 7th, and Azura. And then we have Reinhardt and Loki. Some serious Loki fans, man. I'm telling you what. Soren and Anna from Heroes this time. Which is worth noting, if the Anna community got its act together and united on the one best Anna, which is clearly Awakening Anna, she would have actually had enough votes to beat Camilla. I don't think she would have had enough to beat Micaiah. I think Micaiah still had a lead of like 1,000 or 2. But she definitely would have beat out Camilla. So, for what it's worth. Then we have Leo and Tharja. 2 rather dark, brooding, angsty-looking individuals rounding out the 10th slot. Now, what's interesting is, in Brave Redo, we actually got the Loki. We actually got Loki that way. And it's worth noting that we have 2 other Heroes characters that aren't actually units in-game yet, but they exist. So when we look at the Brave Redo possibility here, let me pop into the overall. I think more than likely we're looking at like a top 40 type situation here. And I talked about this on the latest Fakecast, which is live right now. You can go listen to it, link in description. We have Bruno and Leaf coming in. We also had Anna from Awakening, who was way up here. 5th place overall. Now, those 3 have the potential to be in like the next Brave Redo Unlikely Heroes thing. Those, again, are the banners that we got. Units like Mia, Dorcas, Loki, Cliff, Owain. The last 3 were the most recent. So it is possible. More than likely, I think we're looking at some other units here. Because ultimately, Leaf and Bruno, I feel like the game might have other plans for. Loki, I don't think was ever really intended. But obviously, units like Surtur, Yulgur, the Muspel sisters, Helbindi, those guys were probably planned to be active units from the get-go. Not maybe so much Loki, and that's why she got in for the Brave Redo that just took place last year. And I think more than likely, I don't know what y'all are doing with this Louise stuff, but I heard round the block that was a meme pick. Selkie, who is from Fates, who is also a beast unit, if I'm recalling correctly. Louise, Ranulph, who is another beast unit, and then way down here, we gotta skip a couple because all the other units are already in game. We have Har, who was, if you recall, who I was voting for, was a personal favorite of mine. I've talked about him on the Fakecast before. Genuinely a unit that I wish we would get. So here's the deal, right? I would love to get Awakening Anna. I think that would be amazing. I love her outfit. I love her character. I love everything about her. She is best Anna for me, personally. However, I don't think they're going to give us an Anna ult. And I've already kind of talked about Leaf and Bruno. I don't really think the plan for them to come out yet. If we were getting one, I would say it would probably be Bruno. But based on how he did last year, probably not. I feel like they probably would have given him last year if that was in the books. But realistically, I think what we're looking at is a possible Luis, Selkie, Ranulph, and Har banner for the Brave Redo 3.0 2019, as it were. So that's kind of who I think we're looking at. Har may be the least likely, just because he's only got 6,500 votes. A far cry from the third runner-up, who has almost 8,500. And then, of course, Louise and Selkie, just a couple hundred points away in the 9,000s range. So more than likely, I think we're probably going to be seeing these two pop up. But possibly Har and Ranulph as well. I know there's a lot of Ranulph fans out there, so I'm hoping for you. I'm really hoping for you. Ultimately, my heart goes to Awakening Anna or Har. Those are the two I'd like to see come in. But what do you think? What are your thoughts on the next Brave Redo, as it were? Who do you think we're going to see get in here? As you can see, after Har, there's not a whole lot who are not already in game. A lot of these would just be alternates, except Jill, ironically, at 52. And then we've got Pan, Valoria. So for what that's worth, I think more than likely those are the top four we're going to see. Let me know in the comments who you guys think we will see in that Brave Redo. We already know we're getting Micaiah, Camilla, Ella Wood, and of course Alm. So very exciting stuff. This is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good Brave banner, honestly. I was digging last year's, like I was a fan of last year's, but this one has me more psyched for some reason, and I thoroughly enjoy 3 of the 4 characters. Camilla's, I'm genuinely just kind of indifferent about Camilla, but I'm pretty psyched about the other ones for the most part, especially Ellawood and Micaiah. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.